Some Rhode Island lawmakers are hoping for a major overhaul of the Access to Public Records Act, known as APRA. Rhode Island House and Senate sponsors of the bill announced their goals in a news conference at the State House this afternoon, and that's where we find Target 12 investigator Alexandra. Alex?
Well, the state's Access to Public Records law is a critical tool that Rhode Islanders and journalists use to examine public documents created under state and local governments, and the law hasn't been updated much in more than a decade.
We need to address our
Senator Lou DePalma and Representative Patricia Serpa say the Access to Public Records Act is simply outdated and revisions are long overdue. The last major overhaul was in 2012. Rhode Islanders utilized this law, commonly referred to as APRA, to get insight into government.
The public can only trust government when they know what's going on.
Most recently, Target 12 filed an open records request to obtain emails and internal documents from the Department of Transportation to learn more about the timeline surrounding the Washington Bridge shutdown. But in order to even ask for the documents, we had to send $300, an amount the state ultimately returned amid public criticism. The new APRA bill wouldn't eliminate costs, but it does aim to limit them in a number of ways.
For the first time, it will not allow the government to charge for redacting information for the first 2 hours that they do that. It doesn't make sense to be charged with information you can't even get access to.
The new bill also aims to provide greater transparency. More times than not, police incident report requests are heavily redacted, like this recent report 12 News requested from Barrington Police. In other cases, the reports are denied entirely, especially if an arrest wasn't made.
This bill would change that and say there's no presumption that simply because a police incident did not result in an arrest, there's a presumption that the public does not have access to it.
The proposed changes would also make it easier to access 911 calls, and it also doubles how much government agencies would have to pay if they knowingly violated the law. With the Target 12 investigators live in Providence, Alexandra, 12 News.